Infinity Ward, what have you done? I've had to try to record this video multiple times just because I just got too heated. If I was recording the video of my actual initial reactions when I first saw the trailer, I couldn't be a video because it was just you couldn't understand what I was saying behind my incoherent screams of pure rage because I was all over the place. I was throwing my chair. I was not happy. I'm still not happy. By the way, yes, there's a hole in my shirt, and it is just about the greatest shirt ever created. Power Bacon Compel You. And I was praying to the bacon gods for this, game trailer to not disappoint me, but obviously that wasn't going to happen. So first off, Exo jumps back. They just lied the entire time. All of the developers were teasing like, oh yeah, we want to keep it, classic boots on the ground, and then they started being condescending like, oh, we want to, ease fans in. It's like a familiar from previous CODs, but it's still that classic boots on the ground. And then there was a whole COD messenger telling you boots on the ground. It just lied the entire time. It's exo jumping bullshit. It's wall running bullshit that nobody wanted. It's back. They just don't care about the community, do they? I mean, like, if it was a futuristic setting, but it was boots on the ground, it would have been fine. But no. Then they start talking about, player-made maps, short to medium range. It's like, okay, good. Because Black Ops 3 just about had the worst map design in any shooter ever. Then they say, that fan-favorite 3-lane map design. Yeah, that pristine 3-lane map design that Call of Duty has clearly mastered. Just like in Black Ops 3 where one of Combine's lanes is literally just a fucking wall run. Yeah, that Call of Duty has mastered it. Definitely. Then they re-implement just about the worst thing ever put into a Call of Duty game, in my opinion, Specialist. They break the game and they just take an already average skill gap and just shrink it. There's no point. Specialists are one of the worst things ever to be implemented into any video game ever. Worst thing to be implemented into the Call of Duty franchise. Even worse than exo jumping bullshit. Because they just what's the point of gravity spikes if you're just gonna reward people for doing nothing? Oh look, you press 2 buttons on your controller. Have fun with your 5-piece. And what they showed off in this is like some ricocheting tri-crossbow nonsense and then some juggernaut shield where you can just run through people. Like, how's that fair? Like, let's say you're on a nice streak. You're outplaying everybody. You're the best player in the game. No one's going to take you on one-on-one and win because you're better than them. You're landing headshots, right? And then some dude just walks around the corner with this giant-ass riot shield and just runs you over and you're dead. Wow, now that's fair. That's a skillful kill. God, the fact that, when Black Ops 3 came out, I was like, okay, maybe I can live with it, or rather when the trailer came out, I was like, oh, I can live with the exo jumping and the wall runs, but once the specialists were announced, the game just is pure shit. Then, obviously, yeah, everybody wanted variants back in the game. We didn't just want just more guns, just period. Then they said, oh, there's so many, hundreds of different guns. No, there's not hundreds of different guns. There's hundreds of different variants. There's however many probably mediocre amount of base guns. There should be a shit ton, but there's not going to be. And then just plenty of variants that probably get in supply drops. There's some microtransaction or currency, or play the game to customize your weapon, the crafting. Which I feel it's not completely gonna be like it's a grind, but still, come on, this is the easiest possible way to implement a microtransaction to get them more fucking cash. And then there's some variants they have kill streaks tied to them. Like the only way to get a nuke, I'm assuming it wouldn't be on just this single variant, but the example they used was this specific sniper rifle variant has the nuke kill streak attached to it. I don't even understand what the developers are doing. Just put the nuke back in the game. It's a reward. It's such a rewarding kill streak for people who are good enough to get that 25 kills without dying. And one of the main things that frustrates me most about this is the fact that they don't care, right? Any passionate developer who can, look past the money for a second would kill to have such a huge dedicated fan base that will play their game no matter how shit it is. No matter how terrible a COD game is, the franchise is so big that it'll easily sell 20 million units no matter fucking what. The game's just that big. You know how many how many games deserve to become a franchise like that, or deserve to have that following of people who are gonna play the game no matter what to get that amount of money. Like, the game makes so much damn money that there's no reason why COD shouldn't be perfect at this point. Call of Duty, every single fucking game should be damn near perfect with the amount of money they make. And with the amount of time they had 3 years to make this game. And this is what it looks like? Really? Infinite Warfare was the game you were able to make in 3 years. MW2, which is a lot of people's favorite Call of Duty, was made in 1 year. And this was made in 3 years? Wow, 3 years in this? That's sad. That's actually fucking sad. And it's not because you're slow working, you're trying to get everything perfect. No, it's because you don't give a shit. It's because you see every person who plays this game, it considers them a community member. They're just invisible. They're transparent. You see right through them. You know, all the complaints about supply drops and the futuristic setting, you see right through them. And then you just see your delusional desires for what you want COD to be, not what the fans want to see. Then right next to that, you see the huge stacks of cash sitting on as little effort as possible to make the game and just make as much money. And that to me is just despicable and disgraceful. And I really have just lost just about every ounce of respect for Infinity Ward in general. I mean, it's disgusting that this is the game that they came up with in 3 years after making Ghost, one of the shittiest COD game to ever be released, one of the shittiest video games of all fucking time. And they're like, all right, so we just made this heaping piece of garbage. What are we gonna make? Infinite Warfare. And just to top the whole trailer off, they say, oh, this is a futuristic, futuristic setting or whatever, but this is still an old school fight. An old school fight? Are you fucking kidding me? Are the developers, are you delusional? You made the game. Old school fight my ass, yeah. I remember back in the day playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare and just seeing exo jumps and supply drops everywhere. Gravity spikes here, gravity spikes there. Oh, no. What? Like, you made COD 4. You made Infinite Warfare. COD 4 was a old school fight. Infinite Warfare is not a fucking old school fight. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I feel like they were high when making this game, and in their trip, while they were tripping balls, they saw was the perfect Call of Duty that all the fans want. That's what they're following. But what they were really making, because they were fucking high, was this piece of trash that nobody fucking wanted. Literally the opposite of what good 80-90% of the COD community wanted. And then there's no reason. And when people talk about, the COD bandwagon, you might call me a COD hate bandwagon. I love Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a fun game. Actually, you know what I'm a fanboy of? I'm a fanboy of fun games. There's no reason why everybody shouldn't be a COD fanboy at this point. Everybody should be a COD fanboy at this point. Everybody should eagerly await every year to see the reveal for the new COD and be like, oh, I can't wait for this super fun game while I'm still enjoying the game that's out this year, because it comes out every year. There's no reason I should be a fanboy. But back to the hate train, they don't care. It boggles my mind that this is the game we're left with. Like, there's no reason for me to want a game to be bad. Why? I wanted this game to be good, so it's another fun video game I get to play for another year. Like, sure, I'm down for that. I'm down for a good game, another good Call of Duty. It's 4 years of this shit, dude. I'm sick and tired of it. They literally just combined all the cancer that everybody hated about every Call of Duty up until now. Mainly the last 4, Ghost, past 3. Ghost, Black Ops 3, and AW, and just combine into one piece of shit that nobody wanted. Good job, Infinity Ward. I'm glad you're happy, and you can have your money, because I know this game's gonna make money. I know this game's gonna make a shit ton of money. I mean, just to show you, and also another way to show you how delusional the developers are. Some guy from rep from Activision or Infinity Ward said, well, Black Ops 2 had our previous most dislikes out of any reveal trailer, and that turned out to be a great game. You're trying to compare the 60,000 dislikes that game had and 70,000 likes it had out of 35 million views, compared to the fucking 3 million dislikes Infinite Warfare has on the reveal trailer. You can't compare that. They're delusional. The developers are fucking delusional, and they just don't care, and it's sad and it's annoying. It could have been a fun year of Call of Duty. The only solace is within the zombies, which I'm glad they're trying not to be Treyarch zombies, because I love Treyarch zombies. I'm invested in the storyline, but I'm glad they're trying to take their own spin, because I don't when I buy this game to get COD 4 remastered, I want there to be something else, like not just for COD 4 remastered. If the zombies is good, then that's just an add-on. Gosh, dude, like, it's even funnier the fact that they could have put even less effort and made an infinitely, no pun intended, infinitely better game. All Treyarch had to do for Black Ops 3, I was like, guys, don't worry, AW Ghost was shit, don't worry. All Treyarch has to do to make Black Ops 3 good is just make Black Ops 2, and the game's fine. Like, oh, wow. Well, instead of having 3 years of shit, we have 2 years of shit and a decent game to play. You could have made Modern Warfare 4, and it could have just been a reskin in MW3 with, upped graphics, 60 frames and different weapons, different maps. There you fucking go. Instead, you just made a replica of all the bad Call of Duties with different maps and different weapons. I also would like to make something clear. I'm not trying to just disrespect the developers, the devs, on, what they've accomplished, and the work they've put in, But I refuse to believe that the developers of this game don't have talent, because they do have talent. They have plenty of talent. They didn't, get a degree in college, learn how to program, how to run a dev team, dev cycle, how to, stay in contact with, the publisher. They didn't do that because they hate video games. It's like the people, although these people do, is like teachers who hate kids, Obviously there are, but in this situation, I highly doubt it. They're here because they love video games, right? And then the reason why, like, I might seem a bit harsh is just because I'm just some unfunny kid on the internet who loves video games, right? I've always loved video games. I always will just love every video game. So when I just see so much potential for a game that could be so much fun and so great year after year after year, and with such a big dedicated fan base who could also have such a fun, amazing game to play year after year, it's disappointing to see this, and again, maybe the game turns out to be somewhat decent, but from the trailer so far, and what I've seen, just at the game's core, it's not what anybody wanted, and I probably won't enjoy it at all, because I could not stand Black Ops 3. I could not stand Advanced Warfare. I could not stand COD Ghost. And again, maybe the game will be fun, but one thing that I always will do, and when the game comes out, I will, you do a review, is you got to separate two things when you're, reviewing a game. It's your personal enjoyment of the game and whether or not the game's actually good. Most people are like, they won't play, like, they're, the two go hand in hand, generally if a game you don't enjoy, it's bad. For example, I admit, I hate Final Fantasy. I think Final Fantasy is the most boring game ever created. I can't even watch people play that game. Or more specifically, Final Fantasy 7, which is an extremely beloved game. Like, I can't stand it, right? Does that make Final Fantasy 7 a bad game? No. Just because I personally don't enjoy it, is that bad? No. That's just to explain that I'm not just COD bandwagon hating, like, if the game turns out to just like even if it's just like this, it's bad. The game is bad. Who knows? I might just enjoy it. It might hit a knack with me. I mean, it's unlikely. I'll admit it. If I just play the game all day, and then the game's bad, I'll admit the game's bad. But I'll admit that I'm addicted to the game, and I'm a hypocrite. But anyways, I just wanted to address that. I'm recording this later after watching the video over, so I didn't want there to be any confusion that I'm just some asshole. Like, oh, I can make a video game just as easy as they can. When I can't, all right? I know I can. I know what they do is hard, and I respect that. I respect that they're trying to make video games. But anyways, that's just a quick thing. I don't know. I'll probably put it in the middle of the video, so if you see this before the outro, then cool. Don't want this drawn too long. It's already like a 3.5 minute clip. So, anyways, yeah. I know I'm rambling on here, but I'm gonna wrap it up. God, dude. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. And I know nobody cares about my shitty, irrelevant opinion, but that's the way it's gonna be. Infinite Warfare. That trailer had to be the most disappointing, infuriating trailer I've ever watched. Previously, it was the Black Ops 3 trailer. Like, just my heart dropped after seeing the exo jumps and the wall runs. Talking about rewarding flanks, like, with wall runs and shit. No, people are just going to flank the entire game and go for kills instead of the objective. Thanks, Infinity Warfare. Infinity Wardfare. I just mixed their names. Who fucking cares? Bye.